Hello, welcome to our holiday gift guide for recording enthusiasts. This one is specifically for home recording. So we're gonna be checking out a bunch of different pieces of gear that can help a budding musician, a rapper, somebody who's just trying to get their stuff out there, get it recorded at home, get it sounding great, and hopefully make their holiday season very happy. So let's get started. All right, so jumping right in, the first thing you need to think about when recording is a microphone. So we've got here the NT1 from Rode. This is a condenser microphone, so it's quite sensitive. So ideally you'd want to be in a somewhat quiet environment when you're recording. If you were in a slightly louder environment, you might go with a dynamic microphone, which we have as well. But this particular one, the reason I chose it is because it's got a shock mount, a pop filter, a cable, and a dust cover that all come with the unit. So right out of the box, you're ready to roll. The other thing you're gonna need for that is something to get the sound from here converted into ones and zeros that the computer can read. And for that, you need an interface. So I brought a few here just to show you sort of the different options. The Behringer UM2, the Scarlett Solo, and we've got a Zen Go as well, which is excellent from Antelope. And so I've got three of them here to show you what they sort of look like at different echelons, different levels. The main purpose of an interface is to take the voltage information from your microphone, convert it into ones and zeros that your computer can read, and therefore you can use a software and plugins to affect the sound that you're actually recording into your computer. And so we can start with the Euphoria UM2 from Behringer. This is a great starter interface, won't break the bank, but still pretty good quality sound. Next, we've got a Scarlett Solo, and this comes in multiple channels as well. The interfaces can come in, 1-2 channels, or they can come in many channels as well if you're going to be recording a drum kit or multiple instruments, anything like that. These particular ones, I just picked small ones for the sake of space. The Scarlett Solo is excellent as a semi-pro application interface, something that you can definitely use for home recording. And if you really want to go to the upper echelons, we have the Zen Go from Antelope Audio. This is an excellent interface, comes with a bunch of really nice plugins as well that you can use in your DAW, and the preamps sound excellent. So some good options there. We do have others. We have, I want to say 100, forgive me if I'm exaggerating, but it feels like we've got 100 different interfaces that you can choose from at all different levels, all different price ranges. And if it's ever confusing for you, you can definitely give us a shout and we'll be able to walk you through everything you might want to think about. All right, so for headphones, I brought a few in out of the dozens and dozens that we have. And in any studio application, whether it's home recording, whether it's professional, you definitely want a really good pair of monitoring headphones. So for the person who's behind the board actually doing the recording. So this is for one, to make sure that you're getting good sound into the mics. If you have a good pair of reference headphones, you can actually hear all of the little nuances in the musicians playing or the vocalist singing. And the other thing is you definitely need a really good pair for the musician themselves. So while they're recording, they need to be able to hear themselves and potentially the rest of the mix. And so having a really good pair of headphones is key. The one thing I will say is if it's for mixing only, open back headphones are really good for that. They reduce ear fatigue. They're generally a lot more comfortable in terms of the amount of pressure that builds up in the headphones. The whole reason that they're open back is for that purpose, and it allows the mix to have some air as well. It's a lot more open sounding. It's not so closed in. If you're doing recording, you definitely want closed back headphones. So for the musician in the booth, you certainly don't want what's happening in the headphones to bleed out into the mics. So a closed back headphone is much better for that. In this particular case, we've got a few different options at different levels, and once again, you can really cater this specifically to the level of the person who's going to be recording. All right, so on the topic of hearing yourself while you're recording, mixing, anything like that, as well as headphones, you can always also go with studio monitors. And studio monitors are excellent for getting clean and clear sound without having ear fatigue. And also for mixing, it's good to get a bunch of different sources going so that you can actually compare and hear what your mix is going to sound like for other people listening at home on their speakers. And so studio monitors are excellent for that. They come in all different sizes. So if you have a really small space you're working with, you can get small ones. If you have a larger space and you want to hear more bass, you can get larger ones. We have tons of different options there. We've also got a bunch of softwares, DAWs, plugins that are really useful for any home recording setup or professional recording setup. So you can check those out on our website at musicredone.com as well. The next thing we're going to check out is a Soundshield, and this is the compact one from Marantz. They come in a bunch of different sizes, so you can sort of cater this to the size of the room that you're recording in, or you know, how much absorption you actually really need. This is great to be put behind the microphone to avoid reflections off of the walls. One thing you desperately don't want when you're recording is direct reflections off of flat surfaces. So if you know somebody's going to be recording in their bedroom, at home, in their basement, something like that, and they've just got drywall or whatever their walls are made of, you definitely will want to get them something that's going to keep the reflections away and get really crisp, good sounding recordings. And so this is excellent for that. You put it directly behind the microphone and you're rolling. Next, we have a MIDI controller. So this is a keyboard controller with percussion pads that is excellent for beat making, for composing, and it's very small. So this will fit on a desk if someone doesn't have a lot of space at home in their home recording setup. This is excellent for that. We do have them in larger sizes. We have some that are equipped with many pads, so if you want to put a bunch of different percussive elements at the same time as having 88 keys or 61 keys or however many keys you need, we've got those as well. So there's a bunch of different options there from a bunch of different brands, and that is a must for home recording and composing. Lastly, if you're not exactly sure what to get your loved one who's into home recording, but you know they want something in that realm, we also have gift cards. So they can use this online at musicredone.com. They can come into store and we can help them walk through, you know, whatever they might want to figure out. That way you're making sure they're going to get something they're really going to love and something that's going to work for them. Thank you very much for checking us out. I hope that this was helpful for you. Happy recording and happy holidays.